Amazon has some major issues with tracking prices. In recent times, they actually came out with a way for any customer whatsoever to see the price history of a product, and they see that through Rufus, which, as we have seen at this point in time, it doesn't seem to actually be as accurate as people might be thinking, and this could lead to some conversion issues, in my opinion. So, specifically here, I have an example of a client that we currently manage, right? And you can actually see over here on the left where it's showing that there were discounts applied in recent times. If we even go to a 90-day, you'll see that it's been stagnant. Then all of a sudden there are random discounts. You'll see on the Keepa price tracker that it's stayed fairly consistent and it's the exact same across the board. The reason for this is that we never applied a single discount. This product has stayed exactly the same exact price for at least the last 6 months, if not the last 90 days, and especially the last 30 days. Yet Amazon Rufus is saying that for some odd reason, people are buying it or is less price than what is actually being shown. I have another example here, and this one is a bit more drastic in nature. There is this one here where we have a essentially a fingertip pulse oximeter. So you can see over here on the 30-day, and we'll even go to the 90-day here, that essentially Amazon's saying there's a major price discount right now, right? And you can see some of these in here where Amazon gets it right, or I should say Rufus gets it right, where you can actually see on the Keepa side, around September, they did have a little bit of a price drop. Shows over here, they do show this price drop right here for a single day, right here. They do not show, though, it going up to a new price for a couple of days here in November. So that's not to be seen anywhere, and yet that is something that did end up happening. And then also over here, essentially, we did get another new price, but it has stayed fairly consistent and stagnant. And yet Amazon is showing that it is currently on sale or that there is a low price for the last couple of days here, and yet there is no lower price here. And finally, I have another example here where, and this is one of the more egregious ones. You can actually see here from the 90-day that this product started at $30, went down to $24, then went down to around $20, and even lower in recent times. We can go to the 30-day here and we can see that it's been low, it's been high, it's been low, it's been high, so on and so forth, right? Whereas we look at Keepa over here and we can see that essentially it's been fairly consistent. It went from $30 down to $20 for a couple of days, but it went right back up to $30. And you'll notice that Rufus isn't showing that whatsoever. Rufus, in fact, is just showing that it stayed at $24, which it never really was. It was at $24 for a single day here with the buy box, but was never essentially consistently at this $24 like it shows. And then finally, it shows around October that yes, it had a price decrease to $20, but that was only for a single week, and that went back up to $30. And that does not show here in the Rufus side at all. Even furthermore, you can see a lot over the last 30 days, and we can kind of look at this with a month view just to make it a little bit more consistent. You can see over the last 30 days that we had quite a few price drops, right? And this makes sense, especially last week, considering Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that more than likely they were running some discounts and some deals and promotions here. This specifically is showing on Keepa like this because it's the difference between if somebody is running a regular discount or a Prime exclusive discount. So with Prime exclusive discounts on Keepa, very regularly it's going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down on the price tracking. The reason for that is that essentially Prime buyers are going to buy it at the low price, whereas non-Prime buyers are going to buy it at the higher price. So when you look at the Keepa graph, it's going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this is the Prime exclusive discount price, and then this is just the regular price that people are buying it at. And then you'll see essentially they do get right here where it finally now is down below to $19. And so they have that correct. And they have some of this in here, right? We can kind of see this within the graph here overall. But the thing, again, that they just are not getting correct is that they're showing right here, it's going from $20, right, on the actual Rufus side. And I'll actually zoom in so people can kind of see that. Zoomed in too much here. So on the Rufus side of things, it actually is showing as essentially $20 at one point in time, and then it goes back down. Here we are. So it shows that 20, and then it just goes down to 19. Never actually is showing the $30, which is what the product is actually selling at. So this is one of the reasons in which right now I'm really not convinced by Rufus. And this is something that, in my opinion, can really actually end up hurting conversion for people, right? If I am a shopper on Amazon and I go to look at the price history and I see that somebody is running a deal or a discount on a certain product, and that discount is only, let's say, $1, right? Or in this case, over the course of 90 days, realistically, it only looks like they're discounting it about $1 to $2, whereas reality is they're discounting it nearly $10 off what the normal price of the product actually is. That's a big difference, right? That's a big differentiator, and that's going to hurt potential conversion because people at the end of the day are always going to be very price conscious. They're going to want to shop for the deal, especially during something like Black Friday, Cyber Monday. If the deal isn't there or they don't feel like they're getting a good deal, why would they buy the product at the end of the day, right? So it doesn't help with conversion in that sense. So this is one of those things where as people are kind of, integrating Rufus more and more, and as you're utilizing Rufus, be wary of it. We still have tools like Keepa. And of course, obviously, Amazon is going to claim that Rufus is accurate at all times. If it wasn't for the fact that I have firsthand experience with the majority of these products that I am seeing this, I wouldn't have probably even thought of this. So what can you actually do as the seller here? My biggest advice to you is to be very consistent with how you're doing your pricing. Don't be running consistent slash through pricing. Don't be running consistent coupons, because I believe what's happening is that if you at any point in time too consistently are running deals or promotions, Rufus is just considering that your price. They're not going off of an average price. They're not going off of a was price. They are essentially just getting whatever the product has sold at one point in time and keeping that data on hand. So the biggest thing that I would realistically look at for you at any point in time, if you're a seller and you're also seeing this on your product, is to be very, very vigilant with your pricing strategy. Dynamic pricing used to be something that works really, really well because it shows off a huge discount for a very short period of time. But the issue is that in the future, that may not help when we're looking at a situation like this where Rufus is going to claim that's been the price all along, right? And so then people don't feel like they're actually getting that discount. So in my opinion, go check out Rufus, go check out your price history, compare it against Keepa, and actually compare it against what your strategy as far as discounting and pricing has been. I bet there is a chance that it is not accurate at this point in time.